from breaking multiple bolts, taking the exhaust off, and Volkswagen in their infinite wisdom deciding to mount the entirety of the Mark IV Jetta exhaust over the subframe, where the only possible solution is to cut the thing in half, which I did by hand over multiple days at the dark of night with a hand cutter because I'm a glutton for punishment. But in the end, I really hope this is worth it. But you can be the judge of that. So I'm hoping you can hear that and hear that fairly well. That is a 2.8 VR6. And man, when I tell you, that is one of the reasons why I bought this car. That alone makes this car so weird and special for no reason other than it makes you giggle. I mean, there's no reason that this little car, I mean, I know like most cars that this size don't have V6s, and I genuinely don't normally like V6 sounds. I feel like they're usually either too trumpety. I just don't like the tone of V6s overall. There are some good sounding V6s, but there's not, to me, it's not the majority of them. But this one, above 4,000 RPMs, is an incredible experience from the sound department. I mean, it's just, I'm gonna pull over and let you hear a little flyby here in a second. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Like, listen to this. What? Like, it just doesn't it doesn't compute. It doesn't compute at all that just a Catback exhaust, nothing else. This vehicle is not tuned. This vehicle has nothing else done to it. Just a Catback exhaust, which is just a smaller muffler and a smaller resonator. This is California emissions regulated. Like, it's fine for sale, and it sounds like that. So, yes, and I'm just giddy over this exhaust because it does sound so good. And I hope it's not bad on the microphone in the car. It's not really droning. It's really well tuned, and once you get it up to speed, it sounds just fine. It's not annoying to the ears at all. But it just makes you want to chase that red line. It's just a revvy little engine. Anyways, moving on. The Jetta. This is kind of my pseudo review. I'll do another review of this vehicle before I sell it, like I did in my LS430. But I did want to share this car because people ragged on this car in a specific video where I was talking about simple things and how they're special. This is a very simple thought process. It is a light, analog driver's car. It's that simple. It is not a track car. It is not a track weapon. It is not a race car. It's a light, simple driver's car. It has a 6-speed manual transmission, and it has that Revy V6 that sounds amazing. I get it. It's lightweight. It's only 200 horsepower, so you can get all the way to third gear without destroying the speed limit. I mean, I'm bombing around at 50 right now on a country road with the speed limits 45 or 50 all the way through it. So I get the DNA of this car, and it makes me so happy to drive it. It's so much fun every day. It just puts a smile on my face, and everybody that gets in it kind of has the same reaction because it's just fun. What is this? This is a 2004 Jetta GLI, but it is a 2004 not .5. So let me explain. In 2004, they updated the Mark IV Jetta a bit. They updated the body style at the beginning of that year, so all 2004s have the same body style. But the GLI specifically, halfway through the year, which is why they call them a .5, halfway through the year, got a different engine option. The VR6 that is in this vehicle went away. You could not get it on a GLI for the .5s, but the .5s got a little turbo 4 with BBSs and Recaros and all the other stuff. You couldn't get leather or anything in that car, but it got all the leftovers from the Mark IV GTI, the Golf. So that has been the one that people kind of call the anniversary edition and has become a little more sought after. But the one I am in, because of how it came about, is a facelift V6 GLI, which makes it really, really, really rare. I've only ever seen, even with Reddit and with YouTube and with comments on videos, I've only ever heard or seen 2 of them that are a GLI with the V6. Now, prior to 04, they made them pretty often. They had different wheels. They didn't get the 17s I had. They had a nice little 5-spoke rotary style, and they didn't have the facelifted body, which looks a little better. It makes this a really rare car, and I didn't realize it when I bought it. All I saw was V6 Jetta and low mileage, which is right up my MO. Just unique little weird cars. This was also my first Volkswagen, and I've been wanting, I wanted a Mark IV Golf or a Mark III of either of these, a Mark III Jetta or a Mark III Golf, for my first Volkswagen. But when this one came along and I saw the condition, it had 17,000 miles. It's got 21,000 now. I've been driving the heck out of it. I love it. But when I saw the condition of this one, and it needed some work, which is why I got a little better deal than I expected, but I knew I had to go ahead and pull the trigger and try it out. And even without the exhaust, it's still stupid fun, responsive. It's all, again, analog. It's light. They're just over 3,000 pounds. It's not fast by any means because it is only 200 horsepower. Only 200 horsepower. I mean, that was a lot for that time. I knew it could be a special little car. And driving it without the exhaust, I completely realized that that was the truth. It was a lot of fun, even without the exhaust. But that noise, that right there, absolutely makes it. It transforms this into this it's just fun little pocket rocket, and it's not even that fast. It's very akin to, like, I would say, like a K20 Civic and things like that, like all the, like the EKs and things. They're not quick, they're not incredibly good looking, but they drive well, they have a manual, they're light, and they're just fun, and they're easy to mess with. They're not too hard to fix if something breaks, even though these are not known to be the most reliable. The 12-valve V6s are actually really good. The 1.8s and I think the 2.0s, quote me if I'm wrong, are not as good. The TDIs are legendary from this generation. The manual solves the transmission problems that they have, and then they are known to have some little electrical things here and there. I've had none of those issues, luckily. The only thing I've had to have was, didn't need a blower motor, just got this headliner replaced so it doesn't look so janky. You don't see it hanging down behind me in the back of the in the back of the frame, and it did need some spark plugs and a little tune up like that to get everything running, because it was choppy idling when I got it, and new tires. That is my GLI. And when I tell you, I understand now why people love this generation of Volkswagen. I get it. I can definitely see where the Mark 3s, Mark 4s of the Golf and the Jetta and the Corrado and cool cars, and even the Golf could get a V6 as well at that time, which sounds incredible. It's the same narrow angle style, which is why you get such a unique sound out of the rear. And it's comfortable. It's been reliable to me. It makes a lot of sense. I get it. It's super cool. You will see some more on this car on the channel as we are letting the LS leave, and you will see some new on the new car once it arrives. But we'll catch you later. Have a great day.